Good morning. Welcome to this week's video. It is episode 50. Whoa, pretty cool. It's fun to be together for these 50 episodes. And as usual, what a difference a week makes around here. Snow. It's not completely melted, but it's a lot melted. So this week was Earth Week here in Munising and everywhere. So there'll be a few things from Earth Week events in town. We had a jumping game, some speakers, a video, stuff like that. And of course, stuff in the yard. Gary is awesome and made me raised beds for the front yard. I'm really happy about. A very special downstate writer came up and we went to a local brewery to see him do some of his work. And I recorded him, but not him reciting his work because I didn't want to I don't want to, he's an artist, so he should make money doing that kind of stuff, not doing it for free for us. So I included him, but not him actually doing his poetry. We did end up buying one of his books. It's called Teacher/Pizza Guy, from a time when he was a little bit younger and he couldn't afford to have his kids in sports he's a school teacher and he couldn't afford his kids to be in sports. So he took on a night job delivering pizzas in addition to his teaching job. So he wrote about that. So anyway, we bought that book. It's very good. Anyway, this is this week's video. Hope you enjoy it. Bye.
Your engine is dirtier than you think. No matter your vehicle age, it's building up damaging deposits that hurt longevity.
The hunters stay and feed and fight and guard their prickly patch until evening. Then, as the light fades, they gradually slip away to return next afternoon.
Hello. It is 63 beautiful degrees out here in Munising. This is the state of the backyard. That's melting. It's very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. I'm doing yard clean. Oh, we got some kind of birds of prey up in the air. I don't know if you can see them. Taking out the compost, and then I'm going to clean up. I think I'm going to mostly pick up sticks today. One of my favorite activities, maybe fix this lilac tree. I was going to use some bungee cords to bind it up a little bit. The heavy snow weighed it down and stuff. I wonder if it has buds. Let's see. Oh, the deer have been munching it. I did prune it quite a bit last year too. There's a lot of breakage on this. Let me see. Looks like there are buds on the parts that are going to fruit this year. So, anyway, yeah, things are melting around here. I saw crocuses downtown Munising today, but none here. Our crocuses last year, I think, were in the front yard. And now all that's covered with gravel, of course. So, anyway, I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope you enjoy the video. We're going to get some stuff done around here. Yes. I am back here by the compost pile, and there's a bird in there somewhere. Oh, I see his little head. He hears me talking. He didn't see me when he flew over. So my goal today, here we go, see you later, is to, this is a very old wood pile. Very, very old. I don't know who started it, whatever. Anyway, I did add to it last year, not when I was pruning apple trees, just not really putting in much thought into it. But what I would like to do is turn this area into a proper compost pile. So I want to take the big stuff from over here and put it at the back of the property by the other brush piles. And then the little stuff, I want to move to that new area in the front where we're putting brush that we can use as bottom layers of our raised beds that we want to try and do in the front yard this year. So that's hopefully going to happen. I'm working on it. And then I also thought that we could take a look at robins. Hello, babies. Those things, those are daffodils right there. Good thing I put a log on top of where the daffodils bulbs are. I had no idea. I didn't when I put that log there. Oh well. Okay. Oops. I'm getting caught in an apple tree. So look, the snow melted for the most part on the garlic patch. So, ooh, can you, oh no, I'm fucking in love right now. Look, there are garlic sprouts in there. Can you see them? Hi, baby. Oh, these babies. Oh my gosh, they're all over. Oh man, I'm so in love. Oh, I am so in love. I hope this works out. It would be very cool. That is awesome. Considering they're in a moat. They're on their own. These are transplanted milkweeds. I hope you can forgive me if they've died, but I'm hoping they may last. Anyway, so very cool about the garlic patch. They overwintered. Cool. Obviously all the melt, right, from the rain and the warm weather. So that's okay. We knew this was part of our property. So it goes there. We had deer back there a few minutes ago. Anyway, I guess I better get to it with my stick pile, but I wanted to show you the garlic. Oh, so great. So great. I wish all of our little sprouts a very good summer. Fingers crossed.
This has been a fairly complex topic. Heat pumps over the, let's get started. A couple of years ago, it was a blank slate. You'd look at HVAC installers and they'd say, what? You're not serious, you can't possibly mean that, so on and so on. One of my climate mentees lives in Louisville, Kentucky, and she approached one of the local installers there in a big city, and he tried to argue her out of installing this kind of material. And I think part of that was lack of training on the HVAC installer's part. They're just not comfortable with it. And I have my own experience of that to report as we get there. Okay, so let's kick it off here.
Recording in progress.
All right, so I've retitled this. This used to be pumping heat, and as I went through it, I decided this is a better title. Almost everything you urgently need to know about heat pumps, kind of. Yeah, you'll see that as we go on. We're going to be using the Air Force method. Oh, come on. Can't believe that. Okay. Luckily I have backups. Okay, I'm going to tell you what you're about to see. I'm going to show it to you, and then I'm going to tell you what you just saw. That's how they do it in the military. Okay, so what you're about to see is about heat and temperature. That seems like an odd diversion from the topic, but vital necessary in my belief to transfer heat from a cooler area to a hotter area using mechanical energy. Now, think about this. What heat pump device do you have in your home right now? We'll get to that question. Okay, heat pumps are divided by their source of thermal energy. If they use ambient air, that's called an air source heat pump. If they suck heat out of a pond, it's a water source. If they draw it out of the ground, that's geothermal. Oddly enough, when I first got involved in this, more installers wanted to talk about geothermal than anything else. Geothermal heat pumps have been around for decades, and the idea is just you dig a deep enough hole, and the ground temperature is 55 degrees year-round. So you've got that to start with. So, who has a heat pump in their home right now? Yes, you do. It's called a refrigerator.
Yep.
Or a freezer, or if you have an EV, it's a heat pump, heat HVAC system in your EV. Okay, so temperature is a measure of how hot or cold something is. Okay, I don't think anybody would have any problems with that. And what that actually reflects is the average kinetic energy of whatever's in the material. Gases are easiest to think about because you can molecules just flying around. Measured using a thermometer. But how does the thermometer talk about average kinetic energy? Well, it's just by convention, that's what we call it. Now, this is it. Okay, suppose we've got stage 1 and stage 2. This is a dual fuel system. Dual fuel means that it actually sits on top of our gas furnace, and we have the control box set to use, except for times of a very steep increase in temperature needed. We'll use the heat pump down to 14 degrees, and at 14 degrees, it'll start kicking over to the furnace. It took several installer visits to get the machine working right. It was kind of funny. They came over, they installed it, and it wasn't working quite right. So we had a couple of visits, and I was very, very pleased to see them calling Mitsubishi tech support. Smart operation there. And it turns out they went to training on an installation the week after they did ours. So, and now they're using our installation as an example of a good case. We have as I noted here, basic issue that they didn't encounter, and even Mitsubishi hadn't encountered. We have a smart furnace, and the IntelliHeat wants to be in charge of everything, and so the two intelligences were fighting each other. We had to dumb one of them down. So we set it for 67 on the low side, 72 on the hot side, and our objective, regardless of nothing else, was to use less fossil fuel. That was our intent.
Fuel burning furnaces. Many homes across the country still have them. Burning fossil fuels impacts our climate, health, and ultimately, our wallets. The time for a more efficient, environmentally friendly, cost-effective heating and cooling solution is here. This is IntelliHeat from Mitsubishi Electric.
20 years. He's the author of Knuckleheads, the winner of Independent Publishers Gold Medal for Best Short Fiction Collection of 2011, the thriller Takedown, and poetry collections My Beautiful Hook Nose, Beauty Queen, Strutwave, I love that title, and Teacher Pizza Guy, and his newest is True Believer. Let me, there go my guys again, okay? Teacher Pizza Guy was a 2020 Michigan Notable Book and finalist for the Midwest Book Award. I expect there'll probably be some awards coming out of this new one too.
We'll see.
Yeah. His debut young adult novel, centered around a high school field hockey team, and was released in the fall of 2021. He lives in Ann Arbor with the writer Karen Smite. Is that right? Yeah, okay. And their children, Sam and Julius, who he just said one is in
Yeah, he goes to school in New York.
and the other is getting her PhD in Indiana. So yay you. So he is going to share with us some of his new stuff, some of his older stuff, some of his best stuff, all the way around. And I'm really excited to tell you that he's volunteered to come into our high school tomorrow. He's going to be working with our students, doing writing prompts, exposing them to some great poetry, and we're going to have a great time. So help me welcome Jeff Cass. And thank you, by the way, to George and Amber and Jordan for setting this up. I'm thrilled that they let us be here tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you, By George. Thank you, Lisa, for that amazing introduction, and thank you for being my friend. Thank you all for coming out. It is now. Like now, we want kids to read anything that's not on the screen. But back then, people were like, that's going to rot their brains. Like they shouldn't read that. And there was all this controversy about censoring comic books and everything. But my parents were like, no, you like that stuff, read it. So I've dedicated the book to them, and there's one poem in there that I think was being for my
climate are very, very committed to this now, where we are trying to define when did we go over the limit or when are we within the limit. And this is novel entities are forever chemicals or unique things that don't belong on the planet. And they're here. We have too many of them right now. Stratospheric ozone is not too bad right now. We're within the limit. The limit is this green circle. As long as you stay within this circle, you're okay. Atmospheric aerosol loading is not too bad. Ocean acidification is getting close to hitting the limit. Biogeochemical flows, which is phosphorus and nitrogen, we're way over the limit. Freshwater change, which is freshwater use, blue water or green water. One is groundwater, one is surface water. but we're overusing both of those. Land system change, too much land system change, biosphere integrity, genetically engineered materials, or the operating of ecosystems has just gone way beyond what is within the safe limit. Carbon dioxide concentration is too high, and relative forcing, which is the imbalance between the sunlight coming onto the earth and the sunlight leaving the earth, is that the sunlight's not leaving the earth fast enough. We're trapping too much of it on the atmosphere. So that is what planetary boundaries are, and they're actually producing an annual report card now, so we get an update on these each year. But yeah, this one is not so well known yet, but you will know about it because this, as I say, this has been adopted as a good way of making a measure of how our planet is doing. And it's a worldwide thing. It's not just here in the United States. So the world is watching the world, and that's what this is all about. Okay, next one. We're moving along here.
Is it
Whose turn is it?
5,
You just
10?
did that
It's your turn.
one. Oh, my turn?
Yeah.
All right, let's do emissions for 50.
Emissions for 50.
Wow.
Anywhere in the world, this is a brand new database. It's only been around probably for the last year or so.
ClimateTrace.org.
ClimateTrace.org.
Is it satellite?
No, this is a whole bunch of different organizations are collecting data. The first thing you have to do, I'll give you one warning. The first thing you have to do is take a look at this little word here called the confidence level.
Yes.
The confidence level for the landfill, they have very high confidence for the landfill that this number is a good number. All right. But some other places, the confidence is fairly low. But the thing is, you can look up any particular location or site. Agricultural land is included in here. Deforestation is included in here. All kinds of things are included in here. And you can come back and filter for agriculture. You have sectors up here. You can pick, let's see, power. Let's go to electricity generation. And we have something here. Where is it? Electricity generation. No assets found.
We don't have a public power plant in.
Well, maybe that's the reason there's no assets found. we haven't in Marquette, so I know that, but we're not having anything here. Anyway, so you can look at various items here. This is cattle pasture fermentation here in Alger County. There's a site here that's located right there. I don't know what it is. Some kind of
Michigan State Agricultural. That's too north. That's the
and the confidence is low.
That's the doo-doo place.
The what?
That's the place.
Extension office?
No. That's way south.
Yeah.
That's the place in Autran Township that sells the cow manure for sale. For
Right. Yes.
Okay. So anyway, it's there.
Thanks. That's cool.
So it's worth.
It's like Moodoo or something. Yeah.
It's worth taking and playing around in there, and especially because you can go anywhere in the world. They've got the entire world.
Wow. This is what happens after the library closes.
It's library after dark, but the light bulb is very much gone.
Library after dark. And I just checked out. Anna would be very happy. I just checked out the Cliff Notes for As I Lay Dying as part of my every single book in the world should have Cliff Notes project. So I'm excited for this. Hello. It is Transplant Some Jalapenos Day. They're going to get bigger planters. And then I'm going to transplant these guys who decided to grow dill, kale. Ooh, I can't read it on my glasses on. Oh, rhubarb. It's rhubarb. Watercress. These are ones I thought I would try in the house. You can see some things took a pass on growing inside. It's fine. Looking at you, lavender, marigold. Marigolds take a while, so I don't know. Anyway, oh, this one's parsley. Cool. So these guys get new, bigger pots. Kitty's playing with everything possible this morning. Take a look outside real quick. It's raining. We have more melt. The front yard seems to have more snow than anywhere else, which is fine. So this is a beginning of a new chapter in the front yard with the raised beds. Pretty cool. We have construction trash as well as chutes. Fun. And then, I know, it's so exciting. I know, she wants to be a part of it all. And then over here, chutes and snow and construction trash. We do pick up the construction trash on a daily basis, but every time we have melt, something new appears. Okay, and then, which shows you how fast everything's melting. And then, I don't know if you can see, right above my fingertip is a crocus that is just trying so hard. I don't think it's gonna make it because it's yellow, not green. But I would love it if it, to make it. There will be crocuses out by our by our lilac patch that's up there. I think I saw a crocus somewhere else too, but they were in the front yard mostly. There weren't that many of them, and obviously that's a bust anymore. Someday. So, transplanting, I probably... Oh, you know what I think I'm going to do for transplanting those seedlings is I think I might put the GoPro, strap it on me, and do it that way. See how that works. We'll see. All right, over and out. Oh, and I have found a couple really small planters, and I'm gonna use them to plant what? To plant more chilies. Of course, it's chili. It's the year of chili. That's 2025 is the year of chilies, hopefully. We'll see. All right, over and out. I'm watching you. turned around for like a couple minutes, and this guy who likes to get into everything, give me that. I came back and he had this rhubarb seedling destroyed and this out. So bummed because this had a leaf and I don't think it's gonna do anything without a leaf on it. Poor baby. Can it do anything without a leaf? My little rhubarb seedling. That sucks. Not even. I don't think so. You guys need to relax. Go somewhere else. Yep. Anyway, this is life with cats. Poor baby. Look how delicate it was. He comes along. Oh well. Good morning. We're having a very beautiful morning here in Munising. I guess I'll show you that we have crocuses. An unhappy bird somewhere over there. Over here. So I tightened up the lilac tree because with the ice and stuff, there were branches hanging very low. But in this area, we have lots of daffodils sprouting, which is nice. And then over here, I am so excited. Oops, don't step on the shoots. Look at this. Good morning. I think crocuses might be my favorite, to be honest. I just wish there were more of them, but that's okay. And here are some more. Good morning. Pretty babies. So that's pretty cool. Other things, let's see. You can see all the stuff that is starting to get exposed now that the snow is melting. A few swimming pools coming back. So we are going to move this. We found a place for it in the back. And this is where the new garden's going to be. So soon I will start making the edge. What I'm going to do, my process is going to be, I'm going to do the edge and dig down to make my barrier fence that's into the ground, and then put the poles up at the same time, and then rototill and get the fencing up. So that's the plan anyway. We had a forester come a couple days ago from the Alger Conservation District, and she told us what our trees are. So that is a balsam fir, and we have a few more of those down there. Those are spruces, as we had deduced. This is a red pine. We have one white pine, which I'm very excited about. She's over here. And then these two white trees over here that we thought were aspens are actually birch, paper birch. But the ones on the other side of the barn, the garage, those are aspens. But these two big ones are birch trees. So nice to have the diversity. We didn't identify what this kind of weird thing is. But this, ooh, who is that? This is our white pine. So you can see how the trunk bark is different than our red pines. And this is a red pine too. So you can see quite clearly how it's different. And the needles, the whole look of it is really different once you start taking a look at it. These, you know, they fluff at the top and at the ends, and this kind of fluffs all over. And this has more leaves, I guess they are, needles per tuft than the red pine. Anyway, also we learned that those up by the street are maples. So that's cool. Gary's working on my raised beds. That's nice. Very, very, very cool. Yeah, so, and then yesterday was my dirtiest day. It was very dirty, and I can show you what I did. Walk out. I'm very happy with the results so far, but man, was it dirty. Look at all the snow melt. I mean, you can either choose to look at the snow that exists or look at all the space that is uncovered now. No more snow. I gotta fix those tarps so we kill the grass more. All right. Some fun bird sounds out here today. Gary said he saw ducks back here the other day. I haven't seen our crane family yet. Hopefully they will come back. We liked them. They were fun. They're little babies. I know I showed you these daffodils before, but I can't remember if I showed you the daffodil buds. Cute, right? Oh, those are gonna be cute. Okay. So here was, oh, and let's say hi to the garlic this morning. Hi, garlic. Looking good in there. Got some shear. I'll try to see. Garlic shoots. That's gonna be awesome sauce. Yeah. Okay. So, this is our revised compost pile. And so we moved some of the sticks from the whole thing to the stick piles and to the place where we're storing brush until I can fill the raised beds. So that's kind of a consolidated pile. This a little bit of it can be mulch, and a lot of it can be chipped with the wood chipper that we may rent this summer at some point to make some mulch. This is the compost pile that I turned and I basically turned it. And man, and it got the sticks out. There were sticks. It was not a compost pile. It was like a bunch of sticks with a bunch of rotting food on top and grasses and stuff like that. So yeah, it was so dirty and stuff kept flinging up and it was really gross and you would have hated it, but it's done. So the front part is going to be where we put the new stuff. And then this is old stuff that I can turn, and maybe later this summer or some point we can start using some of this. I mean, we could start using some of it now, but it's not compost yet. It's not soil yet. It's just a bunch of rotting stuff, or frozen stuff, I should say. And then this is still a sod pile. Yeah, I need to figure out the sod pile. I mean, ideally it gets mixed in there, but I started to do that and it just wasn't really cooperating very well. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess I might. And maybe I was just getting tired because it was really not a pleasant job. So there's that. Yeah, and like, what's growing in here? Grass. Grass is growing. Of course, it's sod. All right. So anyway. So I'm happy because this wasn't going to be really usable the way that it was, but now it's going to start to be more usable. We're making it more usable. And other than that, a lot going on today. There's a solar display thing downtown we're gonna go to, and then we have to go to Marquette because Gary's going to get supplies to finish the siding and stuff in the front and in the back of the house. So that's what's on tap for the day, and hope you have a good day. Gotta go on the she shed to empty the mouse bucket. And that's about it. What's this? Deer fur. Deer fur. Trash. Gotta do another trash pickup. Every time snow melts, more trash is exposed. So, working on it. Over and out.
No, I got it. Thanks.
Turkeys in the backyard are going crazy. What are they doing? There's a big tom somewhere out there strutting around too. Oop. Everybody's coming back. Nice. Looking good out there, everybody.